This is the Ecovacs X2 Omni, the latest flagship robotic vacuum from Ecovacs. It builds on the foundation of the X1 Omni, introduces a few new features, and brings an interesting design refresh that Ecovacs says will help allow it to clean a little bit better. Today, we're taking a look at what might be the most premium robot vacuum on the market with the retail price of $1499.99. But as a viewer and subscriber of my channel, you can find a discount code in the description and pinned comment that will help bring the price down just a little bit. I'll also include links below so you can check for the most up-to-date pricing since these things do tend to go on sale throughout the year. Before we get too far into the vacuum, let's take a look at what we get inside the box. You get the Deebot X2 Omni vacuum with one antibacterial filter pre-installed, then the base station, which includes one antibacterial dust bag that's also pre-installed, mopping pad plates, mopping pads, a power cord, detachable side brush, and a newly designed rubber roller brush that we'll talk about later. You get an instruction manual, and then of course a quick start guide. Setup is extremely easy. Just find a good location for the base that has a little room on each side, plug it in, use the cable management on the back side to remove some of the slack to keep things nice and tidy, place the Deebot X2 Omni in the base station, download the Ecovacs app, sign up for an account if you have not done so already, select the vacuum model, and then follow the on-screen instructions to connect the X2 Omni to your Wi-Fi network. It shouldn't take you longer than 10 to 15 minutes to get everything set up and running. Ecovacs updated the design of the base and robot with the X2 Omni. Let's start with the base. It's now slightly more compact versus the X1 Omni base, which I definitely appreciate. It still allows for auto emptying of the dustbin and water exchange for the mopping system. Flipping up the lid exposes the clean and dirty water tanks that can easily be taken out for maintenance. Below that, you'll find a single button used for starting and stopping a cleaning session, or if you long press it, you can start the self-cleaning process. And below that, you'll find a drawer for access to the dustbin. Now let's take a look at the Deebot X2 Omni with its brand new square design. Ecovacs states that this new updated design allows the Deebot to get closer to edges along walls and clean corners more thoroughly. This does make sense as it is simple geometry, and in my testing, I definitely found this to be the case. The X2 Omni features an industry-first semi-solid state LiDAR module that comes with a plethora of enhancements, including better object detection and avoidance, pet detection, and more. I'll be testing out the object avoidance later in this video, so make sure to stay tuned. The square-like design wasn't the only thing that was updated on the X2 Omni. It now features the widest rubber roller brush around, coming in at 200 millimeters, which means more efficient cleanings. They also updated the mops, which now have 15 millimeters of auto lifting clearance, which is more than enough for the majority of rugs and carpet areas out there. Of course, these are all functional design improvements. If you're anything like me, you also want something that looks good, since it's seen not only by you and your family, but anybody that comes over to your house. Ecovacs has always been great with their aesthetics. The robot vacuums have a sleek industrial look to them while also maintaining a very modern vibe, and the X2 Omni is no exception. My only complaint about the aesthetics of the X1 Omni was how massive the base is, and while the X2 Omni is still large, they did a great job of reducing the size while not taking away features. Although I do miss the removable divider on the X1 Omni base that houses the cleaning brush and extra mop pads, but I'm sure this had to be removed in order to keep the size down on the base, which is ultimately more important. Thanks to the new physical components and updated design, Ecovacs was able to bring a few new enhancements over to the X2 Omni that provide additional smart features and functionality for better cleaning sessions. This includes the new 3D 2.0 dynamic obstacle avoidance system that works in conjunction with the LiDAR module that I mentioned earlier. They updated the suction power. This new system can reach up to 8,000 Pascal suction power, which is honestly very impressive. As promised, let's go ahead and test out the obstacle avoidance capabilities of the X2 Omni along with the suction power and see how loud this thing is when it's running in its highest mode. We'll be using several size objects combined with a combination of rice and dog food to test out the suction power. From this quick test, you can see the X2 Omni performed excellent. The only time I noticed it having a problem was with the tree. Around that area, there was a lot of rice and dog food. From what I was seeing, it was trying to clean repeatedly in that area to ensure it removed all the debris. If you notice, it will back up and get closer and closer to the tree multiple times, which of course results in the tree being moved around a little. Nonetheless, it's not a big deal, especially after viewing the aftermath. It cleaned up nearly all the dog food and rice, minus a few pieces around the toy and headphones, which I find to be okay. These two items are far more delicate than the tree. Along with the new smart features built into the X2 Omni, there's several features that have been carried over within the Ecovacs app that I'm a huge fan of. Of course, you can link the X2 Omni to your favorite smart home ecosystem or take advantage of the newly updated YIKO 2.0 voice assistant, which is equipped on the X2 Omni base station. So check this out. The X2 Omni has the latest version of Ecovacs' voice assistant on the base, and I can easily trigger it with my voice to start and stop cleaning. So check this out. Okay, YIKO.
Go ahead.
Start cleaning.
Okay, start vacuuming and mopping the whole house.
See? Easy as that. If you want a full breakdown of the Ecovacs app, make sure to check out my X1 Omni video. In this video, I just want to cover a few of my favorite features to save some time. The Ecovacs app is incredibly easy to use. As soon as you open it up, you're greeted with whatever vacuum that you have and the name of the vacuum. Once you dive into the app, you have a layout of your floor plan. And then from here, you can select a room to start vacuuming and start cleaning, or you can create an area or just vacuum your entire floor plan. But a few things that I really like about the Ecovacs X2 Omni and other Ecovacs vacuums is that they allow you to use the front-facing camera or the camera on the vacuum as like a security camera. Just by simply tapping on that little camera icon that you saw, I can now pull the vacuum out of its base and simply drive it around and take a look at what I have going on. So I can do this from anywhere around the world, so I don't have to just be home in order to utilize the camera as a security camera. And it's really cool. It has HDR. You can do light reminders, voice reminders. You have patrol, arrival on command. I can even call the vacuum and talk over its speaker. I can record using the camera and then save the video or the photo to my gallery. And then whenever I'm done, I can just return to station. You can hear it now. I love, love, love this feature. Another really cool feature is called whole house cleaning down here on the bottom. If I toggle on the AI, it's gonna do AI smart hosting, which basically identifies the rooms that have the most traffic, and it will strengthen up the suction power or do double cleanings of that room until it sufficiently cleans the room. And it's all done using AI, so you don't have to do anything on your own. Just toggle on the feature, and then boom, your floors will stay clean depending on how much is needed to clean those floors due to traffic and things like that. Really cool feature. I did not see this on the X1 Omni, so I'm assuming that this is new. Here's a little hidden feature for you if you do decide to pick up this vacuum. If you go into the main settings in the top right, then scroll down until you get to lab features, tap on that, and toggle on strategic particulate removal. It will clean up the small, coarse dirt particles before the side brush hits them in order to prevent the side brush from knocking them around. Really cool, really useful in the kitchen where you have like a lot of pieces of like small grains and just small food items. If you don't want them knocked around, you can toggle this on and it will suck them up before the spinning side brush hits them. The other feature that you have inside of lab features is pet in the house. If you toggle this on, it'll identify that you have a pet, what kind of pet it is, and then it's gonna clean your floors according to the type of pet you have in order to keep everything clean. So if it notices that your pet is in a certain room and that's where that pet lives, it's going to clean extra thoroughly in that room. Or if it notices that your pet is more active on the carpet areas, it's going to clean the carpet areas a little bit differently than it would in a room where you don't have a pet. So it's really, really cool. I would toggle that on if you have a dog or a cat. It's definitely gonna be useful. Of course, you have all of your automation stuff, such as scheduled cleanings. You can also link this to your smart home assistant and then use your voice assistant to start and stop the vacuum if you choose to do so. You also have customized scenario cleaning, which creates different scenarios for different cleaning habits. So you can see it's giving you some recommended ones right here. You have post-meal cleaning, you have daily cleaning, mop after vacuum, and pet area cleaning. You can create one just by simply tapping add, selecting the rooms that you want to be part of this cleaning scenario, and then you would choose your cleaning methods. So if you want it to vacuum twice and mop once, you can have it do so. So yeah, I absolutely love the Ecovacs app. It's one of my favorite out there. It's not too cumbersome to use. It's very intuitive, and it just has a ton, and I mean a ton of useful features that other smart vacuum companies could learn from. When it comes to mopping, the X2 Omni packs the same brute force as the X1 Omni by providing a downward mopping pressure of 6 N and a rotational speed of 180 times per minute. If you don't know what this means, it's basically the amount of force that's applied to the mopping pads as they press against hard floors, combined with the circular scrubbing motion of the mopping pads. In general, the higher the N number, or pressure, combined with higher rotational speeds, generally means it can loosen debris easier, resulting in a more thorough cleaning. These numbers are great for both the X1 and X2 Omni. The difference between last year and this year's models can be found on the base. While both the X1 and X2 Omni feature self-cleaning stations with heated drying that will automatically rinse and clean dirty mop pads, in order to ensure mopping sessions are as hygienic as possible, Ecovacs implemented a brand new auto hot water mop washing on the X2 station. Comparing a cold water cleaning session to a hot water cleaning session, you can definitely see a difference in the dirty water tanks since the hot water was able to remove a lot more debris from the pads versus the cold water. All in all, the X2 Omni is a good upgrade from the X1 Omni. If you're in the market for a brand new all-in-one robot vacuum, this is definitely one you should consider. It's become my go-to for keeping my downstairs area clean due to its incredible obstacle avoidance and mopping capabilities. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. If you do plan on grabbing one of these, please consider using my links and of course that discount code that can be found in the description and pinned comment. Outside of that, I'll talk to you beautiful people in the next video.